Hi everybody, thank you for tuning into another video on TK's Tech Corner. Today we're going to be taking a look at another controller from EasySMX. This one here is the D05. It's a multi-platform gaming controller. Reminds me of the 8-bit Do Ultimate that came with a charging dock that sits on the desk and charges it. Makes it very convenient to just pick up and play when you want to, making sure it's always charged and ready to go. This one here looks like, for me, it's going to probably be replacing the 8-bit Do Ultimate that's been sitting on my desk for a long time. It has been very faithful, but it's time for a change. This has come through the door. It looks like a fantastic controller with RGB lighting, Hall effect sticks and triggers, again multi-platform compatibility. And let's just have a look at some quick features here on the box before we crack it open, and we'll give it a little test. So again, Hall effect sticks. It's got adjustable RGB zone lighting on the 2 analog sticks as well. It supports PC, Switch, iOS and Android platforms. Connectivity modes, it's tri-mode connectivity, so we've got 2.4 gigahertz Bluetooth and also wired. It's got a Type-C interface for the dock, and that will charge the device as well as also act as a pass-through for the wireless receiver. 1000 milliamp hour battery, which is going to give more than enough playtime, and also a 1000 hertz polling rate is what is documented. It's got adjustable triggers, so you can get the triggers into rapid trigger mode as well, which is really nice, and also vibration that can be adjusted to your liking. So let's just go ahead and get this open quickly. Right, so here we have the box is empty, there's nothing in there. Plastic insert holding the USB receiver, that's a 2.4 gigahertz mini receiver there. I'll put that aside for a second. The dock itself, nice and light, and it sits quite nice and high as well. And then the controller here as well, which seems to have a really nice weight to it. I like that gold D-pad shining through, that looks like an awesome little piece there. USB A to C cable for charging and connectivity, and a bit of paperwork. So let's just get the packaging out of the way. I'll leave the document there in case we need to refer to it, and we'll go through it. Let's get this out of the box first, so out of the bag. Right, there it is. It's got a very similar shape to the original Xbox controller. I'm going to walk my way through that in a minute, and I'm just going to get this out of the bag as well. Once we've got everything out, we'll just do a walkthrough. Right, there's the dock. USB A and C ports on the back. The A is for the pass-through for the wireless receiver, so we're just going to stick that in a minute as soon as we get this open. Right, there's the receiver. Nothing fancy, just something to do the job, I suppose. Let's get these out of the way as well. And let's go through this. So before I put it onto the dock, there's not much more to go through on the dock other than the fact that there are just the 2 ports at the back, and the 2 pins are there to supply power to the device when it's docked. This controller, again, it feels really nice. I love the weight of it. I like the look of it. It's got the translucent back there, as you can see. It's got the M1, M2 buttons on the back. They feel really nice. They're not loud. They're positioned quite nicely. Deep grips there, as you can see. So they're really comfortable, and your fingers rest on the buttons perfectly. They've got a really good resistance, so they're not pressing too lightly at all. On the top here, we can see the C port is quite deep in the actual unit. So you'll make sure that the cable that provided is definitely going to fit, but a USB-C cable, maybe you've got another one kicking around that might have a fatter body, probably isn't going to fit in there, so just something to bear in mind. But it's not a problem because they give you one that's going to fit anyway. The D-pad on the front, really generously sized. I love the shape of it. It's a convex design, as you can see, concave design, as you can see there. It sits a nice height from the unit, and it feels very responsive in all directions. the shape of it is very smooth, and it allows it to rock around and your thumb to slide around on it effortlessly. It's got a very nice resistance to press. We'll test it out and see how that works. The two analog sticks here, so you can see the glide rings are kind of translucent because they've got some RGB lighting built in there. So that's going to be nice to see how that works out when we turn it on in a minute. But they do feel very smooth, and they feel very smooth against the glide rings as well as just when you're moving them around. Hall effect sticks. ABXY buttons, these are reversible as well, so if you're playing with Nintendo Switch you can swap them around so that you've got the right order of buttons. And again, these don't feel like micro switches, which is it's good and bad, to be honest, because I think the micro switches are sometimes a bit too noisy. I like the feel of the membrane buttons as well. They feel very responsive. They've got a good travel on them, generous size, and a really nice spacing overall from my perspective. We've got the EasySMX button. When I press that, that's going to light up. That's probably going to be the home button for most consoles. And then the standard buttons there, sort of menu button. You've got your set or start and menu, or start and select, or whatever they typically are. But you get the idea. Turbo button and a function button. These are going to be used to customize certain things on the controller. For example, to set turbo modes on certain buttons. And then the function button as well to probably control other functions of the controller, like vibration modes, RGB lighting, maybe the trigger modes as well. That's all going to be probably controlled by the function button. So let's go and turn this thing. Actually, let me just quickly talk about these. These feel exactly like the Xbox controller. There's no point changing something that isn't broken. That's pretty much your Xbox controller. Analog triggers and bumpers, they feel great. They're positioned great. Very responsive. You can see that there. I can get my fingers over them, I can get on the triggers, and I can activate the bumpers exactly as I want. That's the grip I like, that's the feeling I like. The top is really smooth satin finish, absolute pressure to hold, while the backs have got really small engravings to provide a grip, and you might or might not be able to see that there. If it focuses in, I don't know. There you go, you can just about see it there. That's providing really textured grip to the controller overall. So let's get this thing on now. And I don't know what mode it's going to be in my default. Lighting looks really nice, really bright and vibrant colors there. I like that it's not a cheesy bright. It's a really nice bright pastel-y sort of palette on the analog sticks there, and you can see what's going on there, because the top now, I didn't notice it before, isn't fully blacked out. It's actually kind of translucent, and you can see the light passing through there. So if this was completely dark, that would look even better. And the top half, it's almost faded. It's translucent, fading into black. So the top part is more so see-through than the bottom is anyway. It's trying to connect to something. So I think I'm going to just quickly check the instructions and see how to get this into a Bluetooth pairing mode. So the Y and the home button should get me into a pairing mode. I've got my phone here. First thing we'll probably try out is, that's flashing fast, so I think that's in a pairing mode now. We'll try out some Xbox Game Pass. EasySMX D05, so it's found it. Great, so that's working. Now I didn't have the 8-bit Dell Ultimate Bluetooth and wireless version, so this is definitely replacing that controller just because of the different connectivity modes that are available here for me. It's saying it couldn't connect. I'm just going to try a couple more times to see what happens and see if I can get this thing connected. Sorry, I've pressed the wrong mode actually. It's X and the home button to get into Bluetooth pairing mode. Y and the home button is for the Switch pairing mode, which we'll try out as well just to make sure it works. So now I should find the device again, and this time hopefully I will be able to pair. So it's found Xbox wireless controller. Now I think that's the one that's probably going to work. There you go. So it recognizes itself as an Xbox wireless controller. That's paired and connected. Seems to be working absolutely fine. Let's try some Forza. Saying it couldn't detect my controller, but I'm going to say continue anyway because I'm pretty sure my controller is there. So we'll just give it a go and see what happens. Right. Just going to put my brightness all the way up so you can see what's going on a little bit. A little bit of volume, but not too much because we don't want it to be too loud. Now, I think I'm going to get a bad streaming experience because I had one last time when I recorded, and for whatever reason it's reporting some packet loss. So clearly I've got some sort of an issue on the network, or I'm not really sure what it is, to be honest. This never used to happen before. I haven't had much time to investigate. I'm not really here for the game, just here to test out the controller quickly and make sure it all works. And no doubt it is going to work. There's definitely a lag here of some sort. But nonetheless, you can see it's working absolutely fine. Android in Bluetooth mode. I probably don't need to spend much more time on this other than a few seconds, just because it's fun. So why not, right? And then we'll go to the next device. There we go. It's working well. Very, very. I'll be honest. I feel like I'm holding an Xbox controller here. It's very, very difficult to tell the difference. I know I've got the M1 and M2 buttons at the back, so other than that, this really is just an Xbox controller in my hands. It feels very, very, very familiar. Let's get on to the next console. Right, next thing we're going to do is test it out on a gaming handheld. This here is a Rog Ally X. You all know what it is, no doubt. I'm not going to talk about it. But what we're going to do is we're going to try this out in a different connectivity mode, because it's good to try different modes out, isn't it? Rather than the same mode over and over again. So clearly a brand new USB port. First time you push into them, they're always pretty firm. There we go, it's in. I'm going to get a C to C cable because the A to C cable is not going to work from me here. I need to go from the C port here onto the C port here, and then we'll see what happens. Right, that's now connected. What I don't see on the dock, which probably would have been quite nice to see, I think it would have been really, really nice to have a bit of RGB lighting on there. I do like the fact that the 8-bit Ultimate dock has got a charging light at the bottom. It's got a light bar which pulses very slowly whilst it's charging and then goes off when your charging is done. This one, when it's on charge, it looks like the EasySMX logo flashes. I'm guessing that's probably also connected, but we'll have to probably exit the game to switch the controller mode, I'm guessing, or it may be that I have to pick it up for it to actually connect. So when I remove it from the dock, I think I'm still connected to my phone, so we have to probably connect it to a docked mode. So let's just quickly check the instructions. So I was talking about the charging light on the dock. Yeah, it would have been nice to have some RGB stuff going on the dock. EasySMX, maybe on the next one we can have a nice RGB light on the bottom. I think that would look really, really cool. But I suppose the charging indicator definitely is the EasySMX logo there. Now, to get this thing in 2.4 gigahertz mode, I have to press the B button and the home button. So that will hopefully get it into 2.4 mode, and that vibrated very nicely. And now I'm connected, and all of a sudden I can see that's working straight away on the ROG. So if I just put the volume up a little bit as well, I think this is Indiana Jones running here at the moment. You should be able to see what's going on. I appreciate it's a bit faint probably on the recording, but overall you can see that this is working absolutely fine. So, and you're not going to get any latency, or very, very minimal latency in 2.4 gigahertz mode. And then the third mode is we can just plug the cable directly in and use it as a wired controller as well. And maybe we should just give that a try as well. So I'm guessing if I pull the cable out from here and plug it into here directly, it's probably going to go straight into some sort of a wired mode. Yeah, it is. And you can see what's going on there. Oh, a big dude is beating me up. And we've taken him out. Right, there we go. I should have taken a bottle and had a little go with that, but there we go, he's out. So wired mode, we've tested Bluetooth mode, we've tested, oh, I think something's going wrong there with the handheld. We've tested wireless mode, we've tested wired mode, and we've tested Bluetooth mode. I think the one test worth doing on here quickly, just to verify the multi-platform support, is, I'm not going to carry this game on at the moment because I want to see where I am properly. It's probably going to be to test out the Nintendo Switch. So let me just grab that quickly. So the Switch is here, and if I go, I'm in the controller settings. I think it was that I need to press Y and home on the controller to get it into switch mode. So if I go to change controller grip order, hopefully it's going to find the controller. Let's see what happens. I think it has. Yep, there we go. It's found it. And let's just quickly get into a game. So I'm in Donkey Kong Country here now. Let's get the volume up a little bit. You might not be able to hear it anyway. It's probably more for me. Is it working? Right, I've got into the game settings. I've got the default controller selected. That looks like it's now going to work. Controller's working absolutely fine. And yep, it's vibrating as well. I don't think there's any gyro controls in here if I'm not mistaken, but let's give it a go. Let's see what's going on. Like playing Nintendo Switch with an Xbox controller now. Great game. If you haven't played it, I recommend you play it. Really is worth the time. Always takes me back to the original game on the SNES. One of my absolute all-time favorites. Brings back a lot of memories. Right, so that seems to be working absolutely fine. Let's play around with some of the lighting modes and see what we got there, because the last thing you want to do here is watch me play Nintendo Switch. Or you heard the vibration there. Let's quickly get rid of this. So to change the lighting modes, we're holding the function button. So as I said, the function button typically to control function of the joypad. And you can see from moving left and right here, it's changing, well, that's changing the brightness of the controls. And then if I'm moving right, I'm switching through colors. Up and down is to adjust the vibration sensitivity. Again, holding the function button. It goes through about 5 different modes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 different modes. It goes from very low to extreme rumble. You can probably see the thing rumbling in my hands. I'll probably keep it on the lowest setting maybe, or the second lowest setting, and that should be enough. So that's the lighting, and also I think we can change the brightness by holding, yeah, the left button does the brightness as you can see there, and then the right button does the different color modes. So that's just a nice white dim light color. That's really nice. It's not too in your face, it's not too distracting while you're gaming as well. I might just leave it there. There's 4 different brightness levels. So you can go through all the different color modes there. The blue looks quite nice as well. Maybe on a low setting, that's just pulsing. That's really nice. So there you go. You can see some customization there in an awesome controller like this for an awesome price, by the way, as well. So the link for this product is in the description below. There'll also be a discount code that you can use if you want to go ahead and buy this. So snap up a bargain. So much feature and functionality, and an overall fantastic quality build for such a good price. I mean, you couldn't really ask for much more than that for this sort of a price, really, to be honest. And remember, you got the macro buttons at the back, which you can program as well. It's all in the instructions. I won't bother going through them because it's more of the same. You've seen it on other videos as well, but you can pretty much program these to whatever you want. Yeah, there you go. Turbo button as well, so you can set auto fire mode in these buttons by using the turbo button. So you can assign turbo mode to, you can see what's going on there, right? So that's in turbo mode. You can see a light blinking now. And then if I press it again, I can probably get it out of turbo mode. So that's now out of turbo mode. That's used to cycle through different turbo modes on the buttons. And there you go. So on that note, if you've got any questions at all about this awesome controller, please ask them in the comment section below, and I'll try and answer as soon as I can. If you've enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up, and if you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner to support my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.